for years, I would debate these guys about, gay marriage or actually, 5 years ago, civil unions was the main discussion because Vermont was the first state to offer civil unions. And, I think Hillary Clinton is right. Probably 10, 15 years ago, nobody imagined, or very few people imagined, that today, half the states in the country would be allowing gay marriage. But increasing, and we've got this rally coming, and I think it's a marvelous thing. It shows how fast progress can happen once you hit a tipping point. This March for Marriage is going to begin at 11 a.m. on Thursday in the U.S. Capitol. It's going to feature people like Mike Huckabee, Rick Santorum, Brian Brown, Jennifer Marshall, and Austin Nimitz. The last three I have never heard of, but Huckabee and Santorum we certainly know. And I'm just becoming increasingly convinced that the people who are out there outspokenly asserting that being gay or straight is a choice are speaking their truth. And they don't realize that they're basically broadcasting to the world that this is their truth. That when Rick Santorum says, if somebody is straight or gay, that's a choice. When Rick Perry says, if somebody's straight or gay, that's a choice. That probably that's true for them. That these people, Mike Huckabee, there's probably a few straight people who are just pandering to the homophobes. But increasingly, I am convinced that the people who are virulently, evangelically anti-gay marriage or anti-gay are the ones who are fighting their own, I was going to say fighting their own demons, but that's to suggest that there's something wrong with being gay. But they're convinced that there's something wrong with being gay. So from their point of view, they're fighting their own demons. It is a possible choice for them. If somewhere between 5 and 10% of our population is gay, I haven't seen the statistics I haven't seen any reliable statistics on this. And I think we're just starting to reach the point in our society where we can actually do some surveys and get reasonable and honest numbers. But I'm guessing that a fraction of the percentage of people who are gay, at least among men, are not a fraction of the gay men, but a fraction of the male population is bisexual. They can have and enjoy sex with either men or women. And frankly, I think that, look at this pastor. What was his name? The guy who ended up going out with the male prostitute and snorting cocaine and, Haggard. What was his first name? Ted. That's right. Ted Haggard. I mean, this is a guy who I don't even think was bisexual. I think he had a sham marriage. I mean, from everything that we can see, he was somebody who was actually born gay and just fought it his whole life. Did a Rock Hudson marriage, a marriage for appearances purposes. But any person. Any man, I can only speak for men, right? I can't speak for women. But I think this is probably true for women too, is that anybody who can assert that it's a choice is actually probably, and believe it, is probably bisexual. Because if a person was definitely straight or definitely gay, asserting that being straight or gay is a choice would, on its face, seem stupid. And yet, these people assert this with a straight face, and so it must be true for them. And I want to say to Rick Santorum, Rick, if you're out there saying that it's a choice that a man can choose to be in a straight relationship or in a gay relationship, then please make it clear to everybody that you're speaking for yourself, not for the rest of us. Because I think for the vast majority of straight people and the vast majority of gay people, men and women, it's not a matter of choice. But for a bisexual man or a bisexual woman, a small percentage of people, and I've had bisexuals call into the program and say, we're the last discriminated minority. The B of LGBT. Because there are gay people who assert that there's no such thing as bisexual men anyway. That, men who are bisexual are actually gay and they're just pretending to be bisexual. And there are straight people who will assert that there's no such thing as bisexuals. And like I said, I've had bisexual men call this program and say, I enjoy having sex with men, I enjoy having sex with women. I actually am bisexual. How can you, and after having gotten a couple of those calls from people who are just being, straight up honest with you, I've come to the conclusion that they're telling the truth. And that makes then people like Rick Santorum, it makes it make perfect sense. Or Rick Perry, Rick Perry the other day said, you can be born with the genes to predispose you to alcoholism, but you can choose not to drink. He says, similarly, you can be born with the genes to predispose you to being gay, but you can choose not to be with men. Well, speak for yourself, Rick Perry.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 866-987-THOM.
I mean, maybe these guys should start a crusade speaking to the bisexuals of America. Please pick one or something. I don't know.